Did you guys hear, of course, the Pacquiao fight was an incredible disappointment to many people. L.A. Times writing, I think it was today, L.A. Times writing about that there are a couple of people who have filed a lawsuit against Manny Pacquiao because he didn't disclose an injury to his shoulder, and that, and I'm assuming they lost a whole bunch of money on this. Was it yesterday? Okay, Tim Hoch is my guest right now. He's part of the Legal Eagle team on the Salcedo Show. Civil attorney and a legal expert. Hey, Tim.
How are you doing today?
Doing well. Glad to have you here on the AM 760 KFMB in San Diego. So let's you and I have a chat about, okay, we understand that a lot of folks lost a lot in this fight. Not only, even from the pay-per-view folks who didn't get a good fight. Is there a legal basis, because he didn't disclose the condition of his shoulder, for somebody actually to file a suit and maybe win something?
Well, as you know, you can sue anybody for anything, right?
Right.
But I think this has some legs, and I'll tell you why. Apparently, in the pre-fight goings-on, Pacquiao was supposed to check a box, or his handlers were supposed to check a box about whether or not he had any current injuries. And he specifically checked the box, no. I mean, it's one thing to have it sort of fraud by omission and fraud by commission, right? And so I think what the lawsuit alleges is that this particular act was an act of actual fraud, a commission of fraud. And as such, the fight was a scam. It was a sham.
Huh. Okay. So, you know what? I didn't read far enough down the article to see what kind of damages they were seeking, but I mean, well, let's just say, for argument's sake, let's just say these two prevail, and then a lot of other people who lost real money on this fight, could that open up a floodgate of more people that either, whether it's all the folks who invested, like $100 to watch the fight at home, or those who bet heavy? I mean, would that in effect basically leave Manny Pacquiao open to a slew of lawsuits?
Well, I think so. And here's the interesting thing about the class action lawsuit is it divides the classes into what you just mentioned, and that is, one, the people who paid pay-per-view to watch the fight. Okay, that's one class. And their allegations are a little bit different, and their damages are a little different. And then, of course, the second class is going to be the gamblers, right? And they're going to say, look, had we known, it's kind of like handicapping a horse race, right? And all that information is, well, it's extremely important to disclose all that information so people know what they're dealing with. That's why they have these injury reports in the NFL when people bet. I mean, that's not driven by just your casual fan, right? That's driven by what the gamblers are putting out in Vegas. That's why they do these things, these injury reports. And so it really raises an interesting question as to, what were they obligated to disclose? What did they fail to disclose, and what are the consequences? Now, look, Manny Pacquiao, he's probably back in the Philippines enjoying his millions. He may even be judgment-proof, except for whatever assets he has here in the United States. But they named other folks in this, right? Bob Arum, who's a huge producer or a promoter of fights, and several other defendants. So Top Rate Boxing is one of them. So,
all right, Tim Hoch is my guest right now, part of the Legal Eagle team on the Salcedo Show, a civil attorney and a legal expert. You may or may not have heard in the top of the hour news, Tim, that the Inflategate, they have come back with
oh my God, who the hell cares?
Okay, this is the whole idea of the balls in the Deflategate inside of the playoffs last year with the Patriots. Now, if the Pacquiao lawsuit is successful, I mean, the fact that there were deflated balls on the field, could that also be something that somebody knew on the Patriots organization this was going on? Could that actually, and if somebody bet on that game, or somebody, could that open up a Pandora's box as far as lawsuits are concerned, and as far as sporting figures are concerned?
Well, it does beg the question, right? But I think you've got to be able to show do some sort of causal analysis and be able to say, all right, now wait a minute. Is that too tenuous a connection? I mean, what impact really did deflated balls have on the outcome of the game? I think that, and of course, the courts deal with gray areas all the time, but someone's physical injury from a shoulder is much more serious and much more relatable than a deflated or sort of slightly deflated ball. So.
I got you, Tim. I'm sorry. I'm 3 years old today. I'm sorry. Tim Hoch is is a civil attorney and a legal expert, part of the legal team on the Salcedo Show. Have a great day, buddy. Appreciate your time
Thanks,
and expertise
man.
as always.